Hello and welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and more. Today we're talking about making daylight savings time permanent. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. The U.S. is the closest it's been in years to observing year-round daylight saving time. After the House passed the Sunshine Protection Act on Tuesday, not everyone is thrilled. Under the bill, states that do not exempt themselves would lock their clocks on daylight savings time all year. The bill still needs to pass through the Senate, where it was referred to the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee on Wednesday. President Donald Trump has already expressed support for the Sunshine Protection Act. We are going with the far more popular alternative, saving daylight, which gives you a longer, brighter day, and who can be against that? This is an easy one, Trump wrote on Truth Social in November. Tennessee's history with permanent daylight saving time raises questions as Congress tries again. However, days would not exactly get longer. When we experience daylight would change, though. And several groups are against permanent daylight saving time.
Stop doing this.
Experts warn of health consequences. Many health experts agree that if we're going to stop changing the clocks, it should be on permanent standard time. It largely has to do with when we have the most daylight, during daylight saving time. There is more daylight in the evening. During standard time, there's more daylight in the morning. The increased light exposure in the morning is better for our sleep and circadian rhythm, health professionals argue. Studies have found relationships between sleep and circadian rhythm deprivative to mental health problems, drug use, speeding, delinquent behaviors, educational performance, and employment salaries. Permanent standard time could even result in a decrease in suicide rates, according to another study. Researchers at Stanford Medicine found that overall Americans could be healthier if we ditch daylight saving time altogether. For example, their models determined that switching to permanent standard time could result in fewer people being diagnosed with obesity and fewer stroke cases annually. Permanent daylight saving time, on the other hand, would result in roughly two-thirds of the same benefits that permanent standard time was determined to provide potentially. How permanent daylight saving time would impact Tennessee. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine, the National Sleep Foundation, Safe Standard Time, American College of Chest Physicians, the Society for Research in Biological Rhythms, and the Coalition for Permanent Standard Time all recently endorsed a bill to make standard time permanent in the U.S. Impact on practicing religion. After the House's passing of the Sunshine Protection Act, Agudath Israel of America issued a statement warning the unintended yet compelling consequence of such legislation on the Orthodox Jewish community's fundamental religious practices. Morning prayers and associated rituals cannot occur before certain times of the day. Rabbi A.D. Muratzin, the National Director of Government Affairs of Agudath Israel, recently explained to Nexstar. This means the earliest services are generally held just before sunrise. The consequence of these requirements is self-evident. the later sunrise occurs, the later synergy services must begin, Maratson said. Given the length of morning prayer services, together with the length of the average commute to the workplace, it would be extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, to arrive to work on time. Alternatively, synergies in affected cities would struggle to find a quorum for the daily services. America already tried and failed at permanent daylight saving time. Could it work now? Unlike other groups, Moroccan said Israel isn't advocating for clocks to lock on permanent standard time either. Instead, they're asking that lawmakers consider the effects of permanent daylight saving time in comparison with permanent standard time, or leaving clocks as they are. Agradoth Israel has also pointed to another aspect of permanent daylight saving time that influenced its short life in the 1970s, the safety of school children. With permanent daylight saving time fizzled before, amid a national energy crisis, the U.S. observed year-round daylight saving time in 1973. Initially, it was well received, sporting an 80% approval rating in December of that year. However, by the following February, support of the move had fallen to 42%. The drop seemed to be at least potentially fueled by parents who were sending the children to school in the dark, armed with flashlights in some areas. The sun would not rise until nearly 9 a.m. There were multiple incidents nationwide of children being struck by vehicles while on their way to school, including 8 fatalities in Florida. While there is no clear evidence connecting traffic accidents to year-round daylight saving time, the U.S. reverted back to the twice-a-year changing of the clocks by October 1974. Things have been largely unchanged since. Will daylight saving time become permanent in the U.S.? It's difficult to say when, if ever, the Senate will pick up the Sunshine Protection Act. Efforts by the Senate to fast-track its version were thwarted. Congress is also considering 2 bills in the House that would give states the option to observe year-round daylight saving time, a bill to make half daylight saving time permanent, and a newly introduced bill to make standard time permanent with exceptions. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out to the next one.